Thank you very much, gentlemen. We are happy to be joined by the man with the golden glue himself, bringing Dignitas together, the mid laner golden glue for Dig. Congratulations on the win, playing Ori this time. Definitely switching it up, not going back to the champions you've been playing, and not afraid to make plays. How did the quadra feel?
That felt really good because I got an awful ult. I don't think, maybe I hit one person, but I ended up just like letting my team get everyone low, and I just chased them down, and it worked out pretty well.
All right, we'll bring up the replay right now so we can get this in here. Talk us through, what you were feeling and what you were trying to do with those ultimates.
Okay. So first, we're just trying to burst down Dragon. I think I put my ball at the entrance of the pit to try to stop them. So my thought, like, he was stunned. I wanted to ult him so he couldn't get the steal, but he still got it. So I just back up with Cutie Pie, and we try to defend. And then they, like, everyone just so low. So we follow up. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, and they're all low, like, clumped right there. So I flash, and I go into save Cruiser, and then I just keep chasing. It's not really – I, like, really didn't do anything that fight. That was all my team.
I think they just wanted to show your zero-man shockwave again.
Yeah.
That was mean, guys.
Yeah, that was rude.
But how does it feel now, coming in, filling Scar's shoes? What were your expectations in this role?
I expected I'd have to make a larger impact than I am in these games. Like, I feel like I'm just doing the bare minimum, but my team's just, like, picking up the slack, so it's working out.
How about this 2-versus-1 situation where people are swapping side lanes as a mid laner? Have you come up against that before, and what is really the most important thing for you to do when the lanes are getting swapped like that?
When they 2v1, it leaves mid open like alone because the jungles are also pushing the towers. So it's really just a 1v1, and Nidalee is not very strong early on, and Orion is like really strong early on. So I got like a 10 CS lead, and I was able to bully him a little bit. So it's really good if you get a strong laner and you're 2v1ing because you get to really push your advantage.
All right, we're going to jump right into the next replay, a 32-45 Baron. You guys started off here, but it looked really sketchy to begin. Talk us through what was happening and what Kiwi Kid was thinking, because he came up big.
Well, first, like, I was saying I wanted to clear the pink before we started Baron, so that's what we did, but I think we should have just rushed it. Luckily, we have a good anti-ult that stops any chances of getting a steal, and then we peel back on Quas, and I'm just staying with Cruiser and Kiwi to try to kill Dominate. And basically, we're just cleaning up. There's not much that we had to do. And here, I get a one-man ult. Like, my shockwaves are awful, but
hey, they're going up in numbers.
Yeah.
So, with the communication mostly being on crumbs, what do you do for the voice of the team? You kind of, initiate and secure the fact that people are calling things and say, yeah, go, or are you actually making calls?
I'm usually securing, but also, like, if I have ult up, I'm saying I look for an ult, and then my team just follows up if I find one.
Right on.
Yeah.
How much different is the LCS games when you get towards the end game from like Challenger Series games?
It's a lot more energy, like, because you hear the crowd and it means a lot to win. So it's a lot more pressure, and I feel like there's less errors because when you're online, like, it's not really a big deal. You lost the game. You don't have a crowd like out there or fans. So.
So as a mid laner coming into a team, it's a little different than a support. You always have to play your own solo in the mid lane. But what's your melding with Crumbs and the rest of the team in your rotations? How is that going?
It's going really well. Crumbs is really aggressive, and that's how I like to play. And when he always seems to have an advantage, so when we're together, we're usually able to push that advantage. So I like it. It's going well.
Right on. There's a good chance you guys face Curse in the playoffs. You guys kind of have that already set in mind, and how's that going to go, you think?
Yeah, we were looking at all the possibilities, and it's most likely Curse, but it could be Coast. That's the other option. But we're pretty confident that if we play well, we can win.
So you, with being such a new addition to the team, have you gotten settled into the house? Are you even at the house? How's the home life going and the practicing?
It's going pretty good. I just I flew in yesterday. I'm missing school today because this is more important. And I have my own bed and my own computer, and everything's pretty good.
Got all the Allen wrenches saved away that you used. Yeah. So with Scar's help, we kind of talked to him a little bit as he stepped down. How is it in the house? How has that help been increasing, and what is he offering to you?
For example, yesterday, I was solo queuing at the house, and he was just standing behind me, like, either affirming or, like, telling me I'm awful if that's something I did, and I would agree with him. So it really just helps me, like, understand what I'm doing, if it's right or wrong.
Right on.
Always nice to have an extra mid laner. Do you ever go into like duel situations with him to practice specific matchups?
We always say we will, but we always end up not doing it. Like, all right, when you get home, we'll 1v1, but it doesn't really happen.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So the quarterfinals are tonight for the Challenger Series. Are you still keeping in touch with the old team?
I talked
complexity
to
plan?
I talked to some of them. I talked to Impactful every now and then, the AD carry. But other than that, not really. I don't know who they're picking up for their new mid laner. I know they're trying out some people, but I'm not keeping up to it that much. I've got enough on my plate.
And actually, how much have you noticed? Kobe mentioned, Challenger to now. What's the scrim regimen like? Has that changed quite a bit?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot more intense. And it's pretty much like everyone's more on time, too. Like, on the old time, or on my old team, like, sometimes it'd be like 20. Like, you would expect, if it's at 4 o'clock, like, it's at like 4:20 or something.
Somebody's in the bathroom. Somebody's driving home. They're not ready yet.
The perfect example there.
Yeah.
So you have been focusing a lot on your play as a mid laner and like individual mistakes, how to play out matchups. Have you actually gotten into the strategy of picks and ban phase at all with the team yet? Do you have a lot of input in that phase with the rest of the team trying to get team comps together?
Yeah, they always like how it works is they ask me if I'm comfortable picking this into that or if I'm comfortable blind picking that. So I was pretty comfortable blind picking Orianna. She's pretty safe. I was thinking of some other wacky stuff, but I couldn't first pick it. I have to counter pick that.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest of those games. Congratulations on the win and the rest of the games for Dignitas coming into Superweek. All right, everyone, we have to take a 3.5-minute broadcaster cool down, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, Evil Geniuses will try to keep their playoff dreams alive when they take on Team Solo Mid in our final LCS game of the day.